everyone, and welcome to another video. If you've seen my previous video, you probably know what review this is, and you can probably tell from the title. Today we're going to go ahead and review Oud Star's Zafar from the Oud Star's lineup from the house of Xerjoff. Now, this is actually a 15 milliliter bottle from... It's an official bottle, even though it looks kind of, I guess you could say, suspect. It's actually from their sample, or not really a sample pack, but kind of a... what is it? I guess you would call it a sample pack. Basically, it's 15 milliliters of each of the Oud Star fragrances, and I went that route just because there's no way I would ever use a full bottle. I still haven't even used full bottles of a lot of other stuff that I've owned, and of the Oud Stars, I almost definitely wouldn't use it. So I figured, you know what? Why don't I purchase those 15 milliliters of each of them and kind of go on from there? It's like the discovery set. That's the word that I was looking for. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and just jump right into the review. Now, the fragrance itself was released in the year 2012. The cost of it, you can find it in either part of the Oud Star's discovery set, and you'll have to shop around for that. I don't want to list the price for that one just because it does change from place to place that I've seen, but I think I paid around close to $300 for the set, or maybe it was close to $200. I forgot which one it was. But either way, but for the 50 milliliter, which is pretty much the only other size you can get, it's valued in at $385 itself for just the 50 milliliter of this fragrance. So as you can see, that's kind of what I was thinking in my mind when I bought the discovery set rather than the full bottle of it. Now sure, it looks a little bit cheap and you're not going to necessarily get the full bottle experience, but I don't really need that. So that's kind of why it fit for mine. All right, so let's go ahead and start with the notes of this fragrance. The notes of this fragrance consists of rose, green apple, black pepper, neroli, oud, white flowers, cedar, incense, vetiver, and musk. So when you spray this fragrance on initially, I get this deep animalistic scent. It's a very deep animalistic scent, and it's a very interesting scent that kind of has this rosy type of a feel to it. Now, it changes a little bit over time. You get a little bit more of an incensey vibe, you little get more of a cedar vibe, and I love cedar. I'm a person who loves cedar, and you really kind of get these scents into it. And overall, initially, the first time I actually tried it, it came off as an extremely pleasant, deep, animalistic oud scent. I knew right off the bat, though, that it was a little bit aggressive. Fast forward about a month later, I was trying it on, and I think we were at an event at Min, New York, and I had sprayed it on, or I hadn't sprayed it on, somebody else had sprayed it on, and I remember passing this person, I was like, "Ooh, whoa, what is it that you're wearing? It smells like horseshit." I mean, we're being completely honest there. So when I told him you smell like shit, he didn't necessarily, take it as offense. And he was like, "It's Zafar." I'm like, "Zafar? Zafar is the fragrance I know that I've just recently started testing out." So I went to it and sprayed it on, and sure enough, it smelled like horseshit. And then I never forgot. I was like, okay, maybe it's just the bottle that's within the store. Maybe it's, been exposed to a little bit too much heat in the store. I don't know, maybe it's bad batch. I was coming up with anything that I could possibly think of in my head. Maybe it's my skin. And so I went home, sprayed it on the other hand, and sure enough, it smelled just like that. So whatever I was smelling, it changed over time. And I could see exactly, I don't know what it was that triggered it, but initially when I smelled it, it did not smell like horse shit. But when I smelled it again, and when I came back to the same bottle, it actually did. Fast forward, when I picked it up again, it actually did not smell like horse crap again. So there's something going on with it, whether it be my perception of the actual smell itself, or maybe it's how it comes off on my skin at different times, or when I'm eating at something time. I don't know what it is. All I know is that you're liable to smell like horse crap when you're wearing this fragrance. And for that alone, I would caution wearing this fragrance, just because, sure, even the fact that I like the actual scent of this at times when it's not smelling like horseshit, then even despite that fact, it's still other people around you will smell it. Now, if you've seen my previous video, you'll know that when other people smelled this around, when I entered in a room, they didn't necessarily know it was me. Somebody just said it was smelling like horseshit, and there was a request to get the janitor in to make sure that the rooms were all cleaned out, or there was some smell emanating. I didn't let anyone know that it was this smell, but it was this smell. It was definitely this smell. How many sprays do I go with this one? I go about 2. It's a very strong smell. 2 is on the stronger side. You can actually get away with 1 spray for this fragrance. the occasion I wear it, I definitely wear it as a night out scent. It's not really one that you can wear casually. It's definitely one that you wear and you put on and bam, you're there. It's got great projection. It lasts a long time on your skin, 10 plus hours, and people are going to smell it after you go past. So the sillage on this is actually extremely good. Age group, it's an older fragrance. This is the animalistic type of oud fragrance, and therefore it belongs on an older gentleman or an older woman. It definitely belongs in the upper echelons of that one. And compliments for this one, none. No compliments. In fact, the negative opposite. I got a little more bad comments with this one. Not specifically directed at me, just people thinking it's something smells like horse shit, and I know it's this. So, not much to actually say. So I'm going to go ahead and give this fragrance a rating. I give this fragrance a rating of a 2 out of 10. I give it a 2 out of 10 despite the fact that, yes, sometimes I actually like the smell for this, and the performance on this is actually nice. The problem, again, with this is that there are a lot of people who think it smells like horseshit. And at the end of the day, I think a fragrance is meant, despite the artistic value, and I really recognize that it's actually blended really well, and I think it's a bold scent. But being bold doesn't necessarily make it a good scent. I don't think it's easily wearable. I think occasion-wise, and even in the season, you can only really wear it in the winter. Sorry, I missed the fact that it can be worn in the winter, but it comes off a little bit too strong in the summer, and when it comes off too strong, people think you smell like shit. So I would never actually recommend this to anyone that I know to actually go up and wear. That's a far cry from, I don't want this to be a turnoff. If this is the first review that you're seeing of mine of a Xerjoff fragrance, don't turn it off. Xerjoff fragrances are actually excellent. It just so happens that this one just kind of goes a little weird of a way. All right? So yeah, 2 out of 10. It's expensive on top of that, close to $400. It's like it's a little bit like the Emperor's New Clothes, something like that. But if you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free. Send me a message, leave me a note down below. Get in contact with me any way you can. All right? Thank you, take care of yourselves, and have a great day.